today. Is there a special urgency about it?
There is a special urgency to this one. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelenskyy is just about to arrive here at the European Council building behind me, and it's not unusual for him to attend a European Council summit. It's happened before. But the reason he was invited this time, originally, was because of the reported dressing down he got from the US president last week when he was meeting with him. This was a meeting that we've since learned went similarly badly to the one that happened in front of the TV cameras. This one happened in private. We only learned later that Donald Trump reportedly asked Vladimir Zelenskyy to give up huge swathes of territory that the Russians don't even occupy right now. That was first reported by the Financial Times and then has since been corroborated. So we saw this rush of support for Zelenskyy from European leaders over the past 2 weeks. He was invited here to the Council summit because it looked like, again, they were in the same place they were in earlier this year with the US president pressuring Ukraine to kind of unconditionally surrender. Well, now the context has shifted. As was just mentioned in the package there, overnight, we heard that the US is going to impose sanctions. These are really the only significant sanctions that the US has imposed since the Trump administration took power in January on Russian oil companies. Separate to that, we have the news that the bloc against the EU's 19th package of sanctions against Russia, which includes, as was mentioned in the package, sanctions against liquefied natural gas, LNG. That's going ahead because the Slovak Prime Minister, Robert Fico, dropped his objection. So that's going ahead this morning. That, for the first time, will impose sanctions on LNG. The reason that's important is because Russia has been using that liquefied natural gas to bypass the existing sanctions on pipeline gas through this so-called shadow fleet. So there is some good news, and they're hoping, I think, that the optics today will be all about the EU standing by Zelenskyy, standing by Ukraine. I think originally there was seen to be urgency for that because it looked like the US was pulling away. Now we have a different story, but who knows how it will be tomorrow. Really, they're all in spectator mode because they are entirely reliant on the US position in order to protect Ukraine.
Now, regarding this mooted reparation loan, Ukraine wants autonomy on how to use it. European countries are divided on whether to impose conditions. Can you tell us more about this?
Yeah, this is an idea to use 140 billion euros in frozen assets, Russian frozen assets, to give to Ukraine for now to help them with their defense for military purposes, but in the long run, if there's a ceasefire at some point soon, for rebuilding the country. Basically, the argument is that Russia would have to pay reparations anyway, so they're going to take that money now. Belgium does not like this idea because that money is here in Belgium at the Euroclear clearinghouse, and Belgium is very worried that they're going to get sued if they seize that money. So what Belgium is looking for is cast iron guarantees from the other EU member states that if Belgium is sued or has other problems because this money is seized, that the other EU member states will help Belgium, will help pay whatever fines there might be, will help with the arbitration, that this will be an EU problem and not a Belgium problem. Some of the other countries have said, verbally, yes, of course, we'll support you. Belgium says that's not good enough. The Belgian Prime Minister, Bart de Wever, is coming into this council today saying he needs legally tight guarantees that the EU as a whole will take on this burden. There's also disagreement about how the money should be used. Many countries are uncomfortable with this money being used for Ukraine's military defense because, in theory, this is supposed to be reparations for rebuilding Ukraine. So there are some countries who say this money should just be for that. Other countries, though, as particularly countries in the east like Poland, are saying, no, Ukraine needs this money right now urgently to maintain its defense, or it's going to have to surrender to Russia. So even if they can reassure Belgium about possible consequences for confiscating this money, they then have to decide, okay, how much military action could this money be used for?
Thank you very much for that, Dave Keating in Brussels. Now, Russia on